What is up, my beautiful peach? Today we are going to be talking about reverse dieting. Why not? To adjust your calories by just 50 to 100 calories a week when reverse dieting. I have had so many people tell me that they have that's what they've been doing for their reverse diet and they have had skewed results, or I have seen, different resources saying just to adjust your calories by 50 to 100 a week. And I really want to put this to rest because I want to make sure that you do your reverse diet properly, okay? Now, first and foremost, I'm going to talk through why tracking your macros is honestly far superior to tracking your calories. So first and foremost, a lot of people think that protein is the only important macro, okay? Only important macro. People say, if I'm in a calorie deficit, but I'm tracking protein, I'm fine. I will be able to build muscle. It'll be just fine. That is actually false. If you are in an overall calorie deficit compared to where your metabolism needs to be, no matter how much protein you are eating, yes, it's great you're eating a lot of protein. However, you will not be able to adequately build muscle. You need to make sure that you are getting your intake up through a reverse diet and make sure that you have enough food to fuel your body. I have a past episode all about that. I actually don't have that episode written down here, but you can scroll back and you can find it there. Now, carbs and fat are just as crucial for a healthy metabolism and good fat loss, okay? Carbs are necessary for energy balance as well as our sleep-wake cycle. Fat is very important for our hormonal balance, and then is also a secondary source of energy. So when we are tracking our macros, we are making sure we are getting the right balance of our protein, our carbs, and our fat, which also will then therefore directly influence our metabolism health, our muscle retention, and our overall body's functioning and systems, okay? Because when we are having the right balance of those macros, we are basically giving our body what it needs for its energy, for its muscle growth, for its hormonal balance, and then you mix that in with a reverse diet, making sure that you have adequate fuel, and your body will thank you so very much, okay? Now, there is, I really hate this term, and I've literally gone back and forth if I should even put it in this podcast episode, but people know what I'm talking about here. So calorie trackers who have lost weight, and I say this, I don't want to say this word, but people, so skinny fat, I hate that term. I really dislike it. Calorie trackers are likely to have a little bit less muscle. And it is because when we're tracking our calories and just our calories, even if we are tracking our protein as well, we don't always know if we are eating enough carbs, if we're eating enough fat. We don't really know, if we're overall eating an appropriate amount for our body. So a lot of times what actually happens is our body composition will not be nearly as good as it would be if we were actually tracking our macros. And so a lot of times, like when my clients are going through their reverse diet, what's happening is we are very strategically adjusting our protein or our carbs or our fat. All three are adjusted separately, one from the other. They are not adjusted all at once. And they are adjusted, and also not adjusted every single week. There are factors where you might not want to adjust your macros in order to make sure you are having the best results, okay? I think a lot of people kind of willy-nilly go through a reverse diet, and I'm like, whoa, let's back up. Let's not do it that way. And if you're somebody who's like, Caitlin, I literally don't care, just give me the tools to do so, you can go grab my reverse diet course. I always have our resources linked down below. So you can go grab my reverse diet course. It's exactly what I do for my beautiful peach mastermind clients. It is the exact course of exactly how to adjust your protein, your carbs, your fat, exactly how to, when not to adjust them as well. How to reverse out of your cardio, how to literally do it the most precise way so you are getting results. And of course, if you need the coaching, my BPM coaching is a great option. Would love to work with you. So on top of that, calories are actually not as accurate as macros when you are tracking them. So calories a lot of times lead to skewed results, which then can turn into a lot of weight regain during your reverse diet. It can turn into your body and your metabolism not actually adapting. What is happening when we are doing a reverse diet is we are slowly but surely very intentionally being intentional with this, but getting our intake up and up and up without that mass unwanted weight gain, right? That fat gain, in order to heal our metabolism so we can go into a safe calorie deficit and lose weight without restriction, okay? Now, the big piece about this is a lot of times people are gaining weight during their reverse diet, but that means they are not doing a proper reverse diet. It means they are solely eating in a surplus, okay? If you are curious about should you gain weight during a reverse diet and should you lose weight during a reverse diet, go listen to my past 2 podcast episodes, okay? Now, reasons for your calories being skewed is manufacturers can actually round the calories, meaning your actual calories won't line up with your macros. Your macros will show correct, but your calories will not, meaning they can be massively overestimated or massively underestimated due to the rounding of the food manufacturer, which literally means that if you are tracking your calories, you might end up being 200 over one day, you might be 100 under the next day, you might be 300 over the next day, meaning your metabolism has quite literally absolutely no idea what you are doing. Our body absolutely needs consistency in the reverse diet to actually go through the process properly. Metabolic adaptation is the scientific term for a reverse diet. Metabolic metabolism, adaptation, adapting. So our metabolism is adapting to a new intake. So if we are just willy-nilly going through those calorie increases, but our calories are actually not correct, our body won't be able to adapt and it won't go in the right direction, okay? It's like if you're knitting a scarf or something, and if you, one little piece, I actually don't really know how this works, but if one piece is messed up and the whole scarf unravels, that's basically what's going to happen. You might get a few months in, you're like, I think I'm doing all right. And then all of a sudden, like, bam, all these, the weight regain is happening, your body's going off, and you're like, what is happening here? So we don't want to adjust by just 100 or 50 calories a week. We really, really, really want to make sure we are adjusting our protein or our carbs or our fat separately from each other. And there is so much strategy that goes into a proper reverse diet. This is what I've been doing for the past, over a decade. I've got a very, very large number of, I've been in this industry for a long time. Let's put it that way. I've seen literally everything you can possibly see. And I also wrote my master's thesis on this. So I am like, let's get nerdy. Let's do this the right way. So you really just want to make sure you are adjusting strategically. Now, when it comes to the actual adjustments, because it is so much strategy and it really, really is, you have to be paying attention to the weekly variables, the person. I do teach all of this in my reverse diet course. If you're someone who is like, I don't need the coaching, I just want to know what to do, go grab my reverse diet course. It will teach you exactly what you need to do in order to reverse diet properly, okay? And if you want coaching and accountability, of course, come hang out with me in my beautiful Peach Mastermind coaching, okay? Linked is always down below in the show notes for you. So I hope this was helpful. This was like short, sweet, and to the point, but far, far, far superior. Please track your calories, not your macros. If you want to have the absolute best body composition, if you want to have the absolute best results, if you want to have the absolute best reverse diet, go track those macros. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. Bye, beautiful Peach.